point. Yeah. So you guys focus on your meat. You've kind of started with meat procurement and processing by way of hunting and processing your own
Yeah,
kills.
fishing.
Yeah.
We got a lot of trout. A lot of our success so far, though, is kind of entering the local community of doing this and
Mm.
trading, basically bartering. And there's an old man that he's just has his whole life centered around fishing. He also is an archer. He's a professional archer. He's actually I worked at the Sportsman's in town during most of COVID, and I was in charge of archery, and he taught me everything. And I mean that's been a huge. So like ammo can go to shit. I can totally deconstruct, rebuild a bow, like do all, still have a way to like hunt. And like I didn't even realize while doing that how huge that would be. It's like
Mm.
a huge, like I've got all this stuff that I can restring it. I even know if I could use fibers out here from different trees to make a string that would last very long, but still. But I mean, he also catches a ton of fish. He's got a boat. We don't have a boat yet. That's a really easy way to be successful with trout. It's just, getting a deep lake, knowing right where they're sitting, drop some
Mm.
bait there.
But anywho, I really don't know a whole lot about fishing or hunting, but I've done a little bit of both.
Yeah.
And it sounds like maybe we're the inverse of each other in that regard. Like I've focused on vegetables and you've focused on hunting and processing meat, but we both like do both, so to speak.
Yeah.
In
No, we
fact,
could definitely teach each other a lot because I mean, I'm just doing the permaculture thing. I know you've been doing that for years. So, and I'm in a year-long course right now. It's super laid back though. And I'd have to take 2 more courses to get certified afterwards in that program. But yeah, I mostly do all that at this point. I don't care about the degrees or certifications. I mean, maybe I should do certification if I ever wanted to do similar like what you're doing with EasyPeasy out here or something like that. But because I've definitely have who I am individually, I like being my boss. I don't like having people be in charge of me. I don't do very well with that. I never have.
well, maybe you can get an EasyPeasy certification in like the not too distant future. That's actually part of what I'm envisioning for this platform I want to develop. I don't know how much we got a chance to talk about it, but
I didn't know you were going to do anything like that. Yeah, all I've known is that you've been building like permaculture gardens and teaching people about it. And that was mostly when I was on Instagram still.
What I really want to develop is a platform, more or less like a social network for homesteading and for gardening and for, a food and gardening centric social network. And a big part of that being like people trading and bartering with their surplus, organization of food buying clubs and cooperatives and, direct sort of directories of local food producers. I'm almost thinking about membership only access to local foods as being like a potential part of this structure. But at its core, my idea is to basically stay out of everybody else's business, but create the space for the business online. So not take any kind of percentage or cut of any transactions, but like create the software that people could exchange Bitcoin on the site or whatever for goods and services, like create that space. But, monetizing it, obviously I got to figure that out, but it's part of my anarchistic principles is like, maybe I do deserve something for providing that space, but I think I can monetize with advertising or membership fees exclusively, right? And have that be part of the message and the mission is like promoting this idea of like mind your P's and Q's, stay out of each other's business. Like this is a very private space where it's, it doesn't cost you anything to do business in the space. I don't want to just replicate sales tax and property tax and like, no, just like maybe it's a membership. It's just a membership thing. I think it's just a membership thing. But what I also want to come up with is some kind of design portal where people can do their permaculture design, do their garden design, and submit it for local installers to then bid on the projects. Right.
That's a good
and
idea.
like all kinds of, I kind of have like 4 or 5 main functions that I imagine for this platform. But the whole idea is to build community, more or less, and enable like people to do business and cooperative endeavors. Organize your local community garden, and this and that. But it's like I would love to have EasyPeasy University as part of that, where we're teaching permaculture online through videos, and there's courses and there's certifications and there's badges that you can earn that say like, I have a silver badge in orchard management, stuff like that. Like,
I think that's legit.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
That's a really good idea. And the way you're giving it more like framework wise, I think draws the ton of people. So like gardener, homestead, prepping type people, permaculture, almost as much as we like to talk about community, we're all very individualistic in a lot of ways and turn away from social media and stuff like that. But if you present it right, this isn't going to be like, you're not going to log in and just be plastered with BS. Like when you get on Facebook, it's just going to be what you want it to be. And I think that's going to draw them way better.
Yeah.
I almost think there'll be like the 5 promises of EasyPeasy. Like number 1, your information is private. Like on a software level, we are not collecting any information about you.
And you're not going to sell that information to somebody else.
Yeah. And like number 2, like we promote the idea of voluntary exchange, goods and services alike, and we respect that you have the right to do business on your own terms and in your own way or whatever. Like you can do business for cash and still use our platform, or you can use the Bitcoin option, or you can use PayPal, or whatever you want, like we don't care. Number 3, like it's all about food and community, right?
That's really all anyone needs.
And I'm just winging it here, but maybe I want to keep going. Number 4, it's like, philanthropy is best, but take care of your own house first. Something like that.
Yeah, that's a really good message that people need. Like,
and I guess I said 5. We need one more. Help me out. What's number 5? Little Bill and Ted, like be excellent to each other.
Yeah, build that community.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, like, so what your whole idea just in itself is technically most people that even do permaculture, I feel like don't, in my classes, obviously I'm very new to this. It sounds like we don't even really do it fully. We like garden ourselves, but like really permaculture is a whole like decentralized way of viewing the world. It's literally designed for everything. Mm-hmm. And so it would require some sort of like, if we're going to be in the modern age, there needs to be a social media platform based that is all spread through, and there needs to be more of a community. Because I mean, we're supposed to be teaching others. Like,
well, when I got my antelope tag, I was really skeptical. I was thinking, I can't do this. This is way too much. I'm going to be bawling the whole time, which I was bawling the whole time. But regardless of that, you have to power through that emotion.
Well, I mean, it was traumatic.
It was traumatic, but something that really helped me get through it and really realize why I'm doing it is Tiegan made the point of, when you're eating this animal, you're eating its environment. You're eating how wild it was, how free it was.
I am like, I'm just so like impressed with anybody that's like committing to this right now, because it's like everything is trying to tell us to just like take our fate and like everything's going to be okay. Like we have people on it, but like I think people like us we see through that kind of like veil of safety, that illusion of the 4 walls like separating us from the natural elements. And I think that's like a dangerous it's a dangerous illusion to let ourselves like believe, right?
It's very vulnerable. The more, and that's just like physics and how the universe balances everything. I'm just saying there's got to be some sort of like balance to that. And I think that's why there's a value to returning to the land, make sure we don't lose all of this, which I feel like if our generation just stopped right now, there weren't people like us, at least in America, that information would be gone. I think that's actually a huge lesson for, by chance that anyone listens to this that has no real connection, is maybe slightly interested or maybe a little like just scared of the idea of jumping into it. is I don't feel like my life's any different.
No,
like,
it's pretty normal.
Very hippie.
Right.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I literally still can turn on Netflix and everything. I just also barely throw away trash and found more uses, and I just save money all the time.
Right. Yeah, it's like a fun game that actually is like practical, you know?
Yeah, it makes so much sense.
Yeah. Like, I tell you what, I think we ought to probably wrap her up, but I think we should close by asking you each. I know y'all like guns. Both of you. And I think it's cool. It's like a marriage that like, yeah, marriage that shoots together stays together. Right. But you know, it's I'm curious what each of your current like favorite gun that you own is.
Oh, okay. My rifle.
Yeah.
That thing is badass.
What is it? You got a 30-06 or?
Oh, it's a long range. I mean, it's a overly popularized round right now, but the 6.5 Creedmoor.
Say what?
Yeah, it's 6.5 Creedmoor, so 6.5 millimeter round, but Creedmoor, you can take like 2,000-yard shots with it. But like a paper, people come in and think they can buy that for hunting. You're not going to take anything down from that. It doesn't have a whole lot of like oomph to it, but it's got.
That's what I used for my antelope.
But at 200 yards though.
Okay.
And so she shot it right to the heart and it dropped. Like
I need something that doesn't have a lot of kick.
But let's go grab it just to show them. It's really cool. It's the Meat Eater edition of a Weatherby's. Was it originally a Weatherby? Not the Mark V. It's like
this motherfucker's got his own guns now. My man. Yeah,
he came into and it's like you get basically a more souped up version of what the Weatherby model is. It's like an upgraded version. And it's like it was $1,000 rifle.
It's like the Bear
scope on it.
It's like the Bear Grylls Gerber knives and stuff. Dude. Yeah, it's so funny.
My parents have those. I made fun of them. I guess.
Hey, they're actually good. They're good blades. I'm not gonna.
They are okay. Yeah, I guess I have researched them.
I've known people that have owned them. They're quality. You know.
Are you serious right now?
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah, this scope is like 25 times zoom.
No shit. Wow.
Yeah. It's got like all the military control on it, like the IMRAD system.
Lift it up a little bit for me. There we go. So it's bigger than a 22, but
so it's like it's got a little threaded spiral fluted barrel, but it's 6.5 millimeters, like add like an extra third to the 22 based on looking at the barrel.
Okay. Gotcha.
It's definitely smaller, like a 30 caliber. But
it's a lot of fun to shoot.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's awesome. Like I said, I'm not kidding. I think so often it's just like women are intimidated by firearms. So I think it's cool that you're not, I should say, or that you know, have you always shot? Did you grow up in a house that did, or?
No, actually, but my dad was the one who encouraged me to get one and even said that if I got my concealed carry permit, he'd buy me my first handgun.
Nice. So, what'd he get you?
A 1911.
No,
that's. I'm sorry. Tiegan got the 1911. I got the 911.
It's the Springfield 911 is what I was going to say, but it's a miniature 1911. It's a 380 though.
There you go.
Yeah, it's got like the tritium.
So that's a 10 mil on a 1911.
Oh, I should have grabbed one of the
frame.
10 millimeters, big ass. That's probably my favorite. It's hard to say though. I mean,
y'all
have a little collection started, as far as I can tell.
And most
we
of
kind of have to.
Yeah,
they really do have all. They all have different purposes.
Yeah,
I probably only have like 3 if it was up to me, and I just have a fuckload of ammo for those 3.
So, anyways, hopefully we can get out there soon. Hang out, and I want to see the homestead. Yeah,
it's super cool. We're very very lucky that we were able to put this all together so fast.
Yeah,
I thought I'd retire into this situation. Learn the knowledge over decades. Like,
y'all hit the ground running, and I think you got a really good start. Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see what it looks like in 5 years.
Yeah, right.
Crazy.
All right, y'all. Now I'm probably gonna say an actual goodbye to you in just a moment, but we're gonna call it there for the podcast. So thanks for listening to the Easy Peasy podcast, y'all. Come back again soon.